I never thought I'd be the kind of woman who gets cheated on. I was the perfect girlfriend, loyal, supportive, always putting his needs first. But as it turns out, that just made me an easy target for a man like Jake. We had been together for 3 years. 3 years of building a future. Or so I thought. I had even put my own dreams on hold to support his career, taking extra shifts to help him get through law school. And then, one night, everything came crashing down. It happened at a dinner party thrown by one of his colleagues. I was making small talk with a group of guests when I noticed Jake sneaking off to the balcony. Curious, I followed, only to find him pressed up against another woman, his hands roaming places only I was supposed to know. My heart stopped. My stomach churned. But instead of storming over and causing a scene, I walked away. I needed to think. Later that night, I confronted him. He barely looked sorry. In fact, he acted as if I was the one overreacting. "It was just a mistake, babe," he said, running a hand through his hair. "You know I love you. Don't be dramatic." Dramatic? Oh, he had no idea what drama really looked like. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't even break up with him right away. Instead, I smiled and told him we'd work through it. And that's when my plan started forming. Jake had an important internship interview coming up. It was with a firm he'd been dreaming about for years. I had spent countless nights helping him prepare, mock interviews, case studies, even rewriting his resume to perfection. So the night before his interview, I decided it was time for my own kind of payback. I sent an anonymous email to the firm, attaching screenshots of messages I had found on his phone. Flirty, explicit texts with multiple women. I made sure to highlight how someone with such poor judgment and a tendency for deception might not be the best fit for a prestigious law firm. To make it even more convincing, I included fake accounts of workplace misconduct, weaving a story so believable they would have no choice but to reconsider their decision. Then, just for good measure, I logged into the shared Netflix account and changed the password. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. The next day, Jake walked into that interview with his head high, dressed in the suit I had bought him, completely oblivious to the storm I had unleashed. He returned home looking like a ghost. "They canceled my interview," he muttered. "Said something about new information that came up. I don't get it." I just sipped my coffee and nodded sympathetically. A week later, I finally broke up with him, acting like I simply couldn't get over the betrayal. He begged, pleaded, swore he'd change. But I was already done. The beauty of it all? He never once suspected that I was the one who burned his golden opportunity to the ground. Months later, I heard through mutual friends that he was struggling to land another decent internship. His reputation was tainted, his confidence shattered. And me? I finally went back to chasing my own dreams. Revenge may not always be the answer, but sometimes it's the sweetest closure.